Our first stop of the morning finds us in Luxembourg City, the capital of Luxembourg. And we're at this little place here this little square downtown in the old town. We're at the corner of Rue de Notre Dame and Rue de Fosse, named after Ray Fosse, the famous A's announcer and player on the 70s championship teams. So we'll see what's next. We walked the block down. Here's the Chambre des Députés, the deputies. I think this is some type of parliamentary building. Same with across the street, which we're gonna get to here. Right here, the Chambre des Députés. That would be my guess, because there's a couple of flags out in front. That would be my guess. Just up the walkway a touch finds us at the Palace of the Grand Duchy. This is when this was a duchy. This used to be, this is where the guy who ran the duchy lived. Now we have an armed guard in front. I'm not really sure what it's used for today. But you figure if there's an armed guard in the front, there's something important going on here. We're in Luxembourg City in Luxembourg. This is the City Hall of, excuse me, Luxembourg City. We're not too far from where we took the other pictures. Here's another plaza to sit in, and people like to smoke in Europe, and I sure don't, but... And then, of all the American things that these Europeans like to take, it's McDonald's, Burger King, and KFC. So here you go. Our next stop finds us at Constitution Plaza and Boulevard F.D. Roosevelt, named after our president during World War II. And here's some big statue in Constitution Square. Of course, I don't speak French, German, or Dutch, so who knows what it says, but we'll come up and have a look. George, who has taken some Rosetta Stone French, tells us that this monument is dedicated to the volunteers of the two wars, the Great War in 1914 to 1918 and World War II, which was in 1940 to 1945 here. I think that's Athena, the winged goddess of victory. That'd be my guess. We're standing at the ravine, excuse me, that bisects Luxembourg City. We've seen more scaffolding on this trip than on any other trip I've been on with my traveling family. Here we have some nice kept lawn and some flowers, and what I'm assuming is the Luxembourg flag. Where am I here? There I am. We were stuck in some traffic this morning. I don't think the freeways are wide enough. And here's another shot of the ravine. Our next stop of the day after Luxembourg City finds us on the border of France and Luxembourg, just off the motorway.
Actually, France and Germany.
France and Germany, I'm sorry, George has corrected me. This national speed limits in all these European countries. In town it's 50 kilometers. Out of town on the rural roads it's 90 kilometers, and on the motorway it's 130 kilometers. You could be in the picture. There we go. Here's our 360 of where we are. Huzzah! Our next stop, which is right across the river from our last stop, is in Shengen, where the European Union voted to drop all frontiers amongst its member nations. So we don't have to get our passports checked every time we cross from one country to another in the European Union. You see the flags here of the European Union. I don't know how many members there are, but it's most of Europe. And here's a bridge that we drove over across the Moselle, or the Mosel as we call it in German, the Moselle in France. Mark or George commented that we didn't see a guy fishing yet. So here's our first fisherman fishing in the river. It's a placid river today. You see the locks in back of that, not the locks on this structure, but the river locks in back of us, in front of us, I'm sorry. So here you go. We're going to see what's here.